And today we're diving into the world of Pi Network. You might have heard whispers of this cryptocurrency, maybe even seen friends mining it on their phones. But what exactly is Pi? And does it have the potential to be the next Bitcoin? Pi Network is all about making cryptocurrency accessible. Their goal is to create a digital currency that anyone with a smartphone can mine and use for everyday transactions. Imagine buying coffee, paying rent, or even sending money internationally, all with Pi. That's the vision. But here's the catch. Pi Network is still under development. It's currently in a phase called enclosed mainnet, which means it's not fully operational yet. You can't exchange your Pi coins for dollars or other cryptocurrencies just yet. So is Pi the future of finance or just another crypto hype bubble? Let's break it down. One of the things that makes Pi unique is its approach to mining. Unlike Bitcoin, which requires powerful computers and tons of energy, Pi can be mined on your phone. Yep, you heard that right. Just download the app, tap a button every 24 hours, and you're mining Pi. Now, before you get too excited, it's important to understand that this mobile mining isn't quite the same as traditional cryptocurrency mining. It's more about verifying your presence in the network and contributing to its security. The real heavy lifting of securing the Pi blockchain is done by nodes, which are computers that run special software. So, while you can earn Pi on your phone, it's not about solving complex math problems like with Bitcoin, it's more about building a large and engaged community. Let's put Pi Network and Bitcoin under the microscope and see how they stack up against each other. While both are cryptocurrencies, their journeys, technology, and current status in the crypto world are vastly different. This head-to-head comparison will help us understand what sets them apart and why Bitcoin is often considered the gold standard in the space. Bitcoin is the undisputed king of crypto, with a market cap in the trillions and widespread adoption. Since its launch in 2009, Bitcoin has become a household name, recognized by investors, institutions, and even governments around the world. Its price history is legendary, with dramatic rises and falls that have captured global attention. It's decentralized, secure, and has proven its resilience over time. The Bitcoin network is powered by thousands of independent nodes, making it nearly impossible to shut down or control. Its underlying blockchain technology is open source and has been battle-tested for over a decade, surviving countless attempts at hacking and manipulation. Pi, on the other hand, is still a work in progress. Launched in 2019, Pi Network aims to make cryptocurrency accessible to everyone by allowing users to mine coins on their smartphones. Its community is growing rapidly, but the project is still in its early stages, and many of its features are yet to be fully realized. Unlike Bitcoin, Pi is not listed on any major exchanges, which means you can't buy, sell, or trade it freely on the open market. Its value is yet to be determined, and it relies on a different consensus mechanism than Bitcoin. More on that later. For now, Pi remains in an enclosed mainnet phase, where transactions are limited to within its own ecosystem. Here's a quick breakdown to highlight the key differences between these two projects. Bitcoin's market cap is in the trillions, making it the most valuable cryptocurrency by far. Pi Network, on the other hand, doesn't have a market cap yet, since it's still in the enclosed mainnet phase and hasn't been priced by the open market. Bitcoin is listed on virtually every major exchange, making it easy to buy, sell, or trade. Pi, however, is not available on any major exchanges, so its liquidity and accessibility are extremely limited at this stage. Mining Bitcoin uses proof of work, which is energy-intensive and requires specialized hardware. In contrast, Pi uses the Stellar Consensus Protocol, allowing users to mine coins with their phones and nodes, making it much more energy-efficient and accessible to the average person. Bitcoin's decentralization is high, with thousands of independent miners and nodes worldwide. For Pi, the level of decentralization is still to be determined, as the network is in its early stages and the true distribution of power among its nodes remains unclear. And when it comes to transaction fees, Bitcoin can be high, especially during periods of network congestion. Pi, on the other hand, is aiming for low fees to encourage everyday transactions and make the network more user-friendly for micropayments and peer-to-peer transfers. As you can see, Pi has a long way to go before it can compete with Bitcoin on a technical and market level. While Pi Network has ambitious goals and a growing community, it still faces significant hurdles in terms of adoption, exchange listings, and proving its technology. Only time will tell if Pi can rise to the challenge and carve out its own place in the world of cryptocurrency. The million-dollar question, or should I say the trillion-dollar question, is when will Pi Network launch its open mainnet? This is the crucial step that will connect Pi to the broader cryptocurrency world, allowing for external transfers and potentially listing on exchanges. As of April 2025, Pi is still in its enclosed mainnet phase. This means the network is live, but transactions are restricted within the Pi ecosystem. The developers are working on ensuring the network is secure, scalable, and ready for prime time. The mainnet launch is significant for several reasons. First, it will finally give Pi a market value. Second, it will allow users to trade Pi for other cryptocurrencies or fiat currency. And third, it will be the ultimate test of Pi Network's technology and vision. One thing that really sets Pi Network apart is its massive and passionate community. With over 60 million users worldwide, Pi has managed to attract a lot of attention and, honestly, a ton of enthusiasm. This community is super active, testing the network, developing applications, and spreading the word about Pi. Oh, and speaking of applications, Pi Network actually has its own ecosystem of apps and services, where you can use your Pi coins for transactions. From marketplaces to social media platforms, the Pi ecosystem is growing really rapidly. This is a key part of Pi's vision, to create a real-world use case for its cryptocurrency. So, what's all the hype about? Why is Pi Network suddenly the talk of the town in the world of digital currency? If you've been scrolling through social media or chatting with friends about the future of money, chances are you've heard about Pi and its growing community. Why are millions of people mining Pi on their phones? What makes this project stand out from the countless other cryptocurrencies out there? The answer lies in its unique approach and the promise of making crypto accessible to everyone, everywhere. Well, Pi Network offers some pretty enticing possibilities. It's not just another digital coin. It's a movement aiming to bring cryptocurrency to the masses, not just the tech-savvy or the wealthy. First, there's accessibility. Pi makes it incredibly easy for anyone with a smartphone to get involved in the world of cryptocurrency. You don't need to understand complex blockchain technology or have a background in finance. You don't need expensive equipment or technical knowledge to start mining. All it takes is a few taps on your phone and you're part of the network. This simplicity is a game changer, especially for people in regions where traditional mining is out of reach. Then, there's community. The Pi Network community is honestly one of its strongest assets. It's not just about earning coins, it's about connecting with others, sharing knowledge, and building something new together. Millions of users are actively engaged in the project, fostering a real sense of shared purpose and excitement. People from all walks of life are coming together, united by the vision of a more inclusive financial future. And of course, there's potential. The possibilities for Pi go far beyond just trading or holding a digital asset. It's about creating new opportunities for economic participation and growth. If Pi Network successfully launches its open mainnet and gains widespread adoption, it could potentially revolutionize how we use cryptocurrency in our daily lives. Everyday transactions could become faster, easier, and more secure. Imagine a world where you can pay for groceries, send money to friends, or even invest in startups, all using Pi. The vision is to make digital currency as common and convenient as cash or credit cards. That's the dream that Pi Network is selling, and honestly, it's a dream that many people are buying into. Whether it will deliver on its promise remains to be seen, but the excitement and hope it's generating are very real. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the concerns and skepticism surrounding Pi Network. While the project has generated a lot of buzz, it's not without its critics. Here are some of the main concerns. First, value uncertainty. Since Pi is not yet traded on open markets, its actual value is unknown. Some critics argue that Pi coins could be worthless once the open mainnet launches, especially if early adopters dump their holdings. Then there's centralization. While Pi Network aims to be decentralized, there are concerns about the level of control the development team currently has over the network. Some critics argue that this centralization could make Pi vulnerable to manipulation. And finally, privacy. Pi Network collects user data, including phone numbers and online activity. This has raised privacy concerns among some users who are, wary of sharing their personal information. The debate around Pi Network is definitely heating up. with passionate voices on both sides. Supporters believe Pi is building a revolutionary platform for financial inclusion, empowering millions with access to cryptocurrency. They point to the growing community, active development, and potential for real-world use cases as reasons for optimism. Critics, however, remain skeptical. They argue that Pi is nothing more than a glorified pyramid scheme, enriching early adopters while offering little real value to later joiners. They highlight the lack of transparency, centralized control, and potential for a value crash upon mainnet launch as red flags. So, can Pi Network really replace Bitcoin as the go-to cryptocurrency for daily transactions? This is a question that's been on the minds of many crypto enthusiasts and skeptics alike. With the rapid evolution of digital currencies, the search for the next big thing is always ongoing. Pi Network, with its unique approach and growing user base, has certainly captured a lot of attention. But does it have what it takes to stand shoulder to shoulder with Bitcoin, the original and most recognized cryptocurrency? The honest answer is, it's too early to tell. The world of crypto is unpredictable, and new projects often face hurdles that are hard to foresee. Pi has the potential to disrupt the cryptocurrency space with its mobile-first approach, massive community, and focus on real-world usability. Unlike Bitcoin, which requires specialized hardware and significant energy consumption for mining, Pi allows anyone with a smartphone to participate, making it far more accessible to the average person. This inclusivity could be a game-changer, especially in regions where traditional banking is limited. However, it also faces significant challenges, including uncertainty around its value, concerns about centralization, and the need to prove its technology on a larger scale. Many critics point out that Pi's current value is speculative, and its true worth will only be determined once it's fully tradable and widely accepted. There are also questions about how decentralized the network really is, and whether it can maintain security and trust as it grows. The success of Pi Network hinges on several factors: the successful launch of its open mainnet, gaining regulatory approval, securing listings on major exchanges, and ultimately attracting widespread adoption among users and merchants. If Pi can deliver on these fronts, it could carve out a significant place in the crypto ecosystem. But the road ahead is long and competition is fierce, with many other projects vying for the same spotlight. Only time will tell if Pi can live up to its lofty ambitions. The crypto landscape is constantly shifting, and what seems promising today could change overnight. For now, it remains an intriguing experiment in the world of cryptocurrency, one that's definitely worth watching closely. Whether Pi becomes the next Bitcoin or simply fades into obscurity, its journey will offer valuable lessons for the entire crypto community. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for joining us as we explored the possibilities and challenges facing Pi Network. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more crypto deep dives. Your support helps us bring you the latest updates and insights from the world of digital finance. And as always, this is not financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments carry risks, and the market can be highly volatile. Do your own research and invest responsibly. Stay curious, stay informed, and see you in the next video.